Well, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Fixing Up the Commonwealth. I hope you are well today, and today's build at Grey Gardens will be inspired by Volkero and Mikey, aka Quick Smoke. And let's quickly show you what the inspiration is for today's build. So Volkero and Mikey have been wandering around Appalachia together on the PSN network lately, and they came across this place, Beauty and Spa, and Volkero left me a little note in the comments that reads as follows. In vanilla, I did a settlement built on top of an overpass, and one of the structures was a two-story bunkhouse. Hope this helps you some. Have you ever added a beauty salon massage parlour to one of your builds? Well, yes, to Sanctuary. I done a little build, a little beauty salon in Sanctuary together with the Daga in. I'll have to try and figure out where that is, and I'll leave a link to it. But I haven't done a massage parlour, so that's what we're going to do today. Thanks guys, you guys are amazing. Thanks for giving me these ideas. So let's get it into the build and into the build menu. So here we go, we're in the build menu now. This build actually ended up being a heck of a lot more difficult than it really should be, because the structure is not that hard. However, some of the challenges that we had here today was trying to fit into this space, and also because we're building from top down, as was requested by you guys, it just made figuring things out just a fraction more difficult. So it's going to be a lot of putting floors down, ripping floors up, all that kind of good stuff. I'm not going to show you all, but I'll show you where we start from. And yeah, I'll have to jump down, and it just causes all kinds of problems. But I'll walk you through it because it's important that you understand what problems it does cause me. So here I'm just trying to figure out how much room I have, actually physically have. So I don't use anywhere near this amount of room, but I thought I'd leave that in because it shows the process, and I know you guys like to see the process that I go through to figure all this kind of stuff out. So here you go, it's been left in. You know, I'm scratching my head, running back and forward. So my idea is to have this on two levels. Now, I remembered I had a stairway in the G2M mod, but I haven't used G2M for a while, so it took me a while to figure out where it was. And initially what I wanted to do was I wanted to use that particular stairway there, but I end up using a different one. So one of the big problems you're going to have is, yeah, you see, it bends around too far for me, that one. Just going too far. And I'm not a fan of this blocking up that window there either. Anyway, it did present a few issues for me. I needed to push this a little bit further out, blah blah blah, to get it to work. So I'm looking around, and actually if I come up and find this one, I went, that actually is the one we end up going with, but it actually works a lot better. So drop a floor in there, maybe. Let me get rid of that. Now, I don't end up using a full floor here. I think I end up using a half floor because it's just too big. But anyway, we're in the exploratory, big words, exploratory part of it. Now, don't know why I was having some issues to get this to snap, because it does snap no problem later on, but I was having some issues. So you can see I'm just deconstructing what I've already done. I thought, okay, well, I'll use that there, and we'll just run the stair from there downwards. Well, no, you won't. See, it's snapping like that. So what I end up having to do is I have to end up going downstairs, building the base downstairs and coming back up to get it to work. Not before I've struggled through numerous kind of problem. So we're going to hop down. I'm going to show you how I start to build the base below, and then we'll get this stairway to fit. There we go. Down we go. I'm not playing the video because that was a deliberate fall off. It wasn't accidental. So no strange lady dancing as a cat or bunny or whatever the heck she is today. And so how I do this is I'm going to have to put a wall in first, and then put a floor running off the wall. So it's going to take a while. Come on, there we go. Snap on. Come on, snap on. Snap somewhere. And now I'm stuck. So we run all the way back round, so we're good. We're good now. We're good. The other thing, the hard thing, of course, here is to try and figure out where the heck where you're building above. Okay, so we're just going to put any kind of floor up there. Just, it doesn't really matter what floor it is, just so we've got something. And of course, it's been a knob, isn't it? It's been a knob. Anyway, doesn't want to snap. I don't want to snap where I want it to snap. Anyway, we'll work around that. It's not an issue. That should snap to there. It doesn't. So one of the other ones will there. That's it. That's all I needed. That's all I need to be able to do this. Okay. Up we go again. Through we go. Take that out. And now we're going to get that floor to snap. Those to snap there. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so we can jump down there. Look. Okay, cool. Jump, jump. There we go. We're good. Parkour for the win. Come on. You don't want to snap there. Of course, it will snap. Trust me. But every time I go to it goes green, it won't snap for me. So for some reason, I don't know why. You see that? Anyway, we get it in. With persistence, we get it in. I think I have to release it and redo it. Like that. Or I have to put a new one. I can't remember. Can't remember. Here we go. Beautiful. Okay. Beautiful. Look at that. So now we can put the floors in from here. Don't need that. And then we start building from here. We do tweak this slightly because it's sitting a bit too far the wrong way. So we will have to do some work on this, but you get the basic idea of where we're going with it now. So after about another 5 minutes of mucking around and tweaking and doing all kinds of stuff, we get to this point. We don't end up leaving the carpet there actually. Now that's where you see that weird one that doesn't actually fit there for some reason, that carpet piece, and it's just the piece, the wooden floor that it's on. If you pick a different one, it works perfectly. So bit of a strange one, that one, but anyway, like I say, I end up changing the flooring in the final bit walkthrough. Anyway, you will get to see the walkthrough of this building today, and it isn't an overcomplicated build today. I'll make it overcomplicated. It's not an overcomplicated build. And actually we stopped. You won't see everything that I did here because I end up cutting a heck of a lot of this out because I'd spent a lot of time figuring a whole lot of stuff out and then re-recording what I'd figured out when I got to the final solution. So yeah, it did take a long time, people. So I'm thinking now. What I'm thinking here is the configuration I want. I've got the configuration of this area in my head now. It's going to mean I'm going to have to move this for a second. Pull that across there. So there's a lot of pulling things out, and this is what happens in some of your builds. Sometimes especially when you're adding more buildings into an area where you hadn't originally kind of thought you would. So you can see I've put all those a lot of those railings back where they belong. And one of the things that was concerning me was the height of this area here to step up into this, what will become an office essentially. So we're going to start adding pieces in here and start to build this area here. So it's going to be your kind of transitional area for downstairs. Just a little transitional area, and then you walk down the stairs there, and this will be a little office here. It's kind of where I'm going with this. You probably can't see it yet, but I certainly can in my head, which is kind of scary thought. Now, the biggest drama here that I had was not so much the heights up here where we are now, but it was underneath and getting walls to kind of fit underneath. So we're back with the sanctuary kind of post-war walls here, and I'm going to leave this area open so that you can just walk straight into it. It's going to be a little office, and then you'll see how it all transitions kind of in the final walkthrough. But it's pretty close to what I envisaged now, or it's getting there at least. Ooh, hang on, go back a bit. So I'm looking for a roof here essentially from a floor. No, not that, it's too scrappy. Just wouldn't work. I want to have it. I want it to have a little bit of a kind of day spa vibe about it. That's why I change out the end up changing out the carpets here. So essentially, what I'm looking for is just what's going to fit on the top here. So yes, at the time of recording, I'm still sick, but hopefully by the time this comes out, guys, I'll be much better. You can still hear, I probably hear my voice is a bit, how you going, but we'll get there. So I have to keep stopping and coughing and all that good stuff. Not that you really wanted to know that, but anyway. So I'm going to put a wood floor in here. A light wood floor would be a better idea here. Yeah, oh, that's much better. Looks much better. Okay, so far so good. So it's a nice little kind of rectangle with a box next to it. Okay, so I haven't done much with the floors here, and I'm going to cut the video because we're going to start reconfigure this completely down here, and so I'll cut to that point. So I end up going with the SOE Boz and Yahtzee floors and metal pack for this build. And they actually work out really well. So they're kind of metal floors. You're not going to see them, of course, because I'm going to cover them in a floor covering. So it's not going to really matter. Now the original layout I had is gone by the wayside now because we're actually going to keep it smaller than I envisaged originally. So put all these floors in so that they're consistent. And you know, as I'm designing, I'm thinking about, essentially what I'm thinking about is how many rooms are we going to have down here, how's it going to be configured, etc, etc, etc. So now that wall there for some reason will not snap in. I don't know why. It just won't snap in. I end up having to put it in manually because it just, I don't know. It did snap in at one point when I had different floors down here, but I don't know. Anyway, doesn't really matter. We'll just keep going. Now, I thought, what could we do interesting in there? And now you can kind of get an idea why I had such a drama here, because you can, if you look closely, you can see how low some of those floors above are. So I flicked through so many wall sets to get to these that would fit underneath and would all work. So it's not, like I said, once you can figure out your heights and stuff and what you're going to use, it flows pretty straightforward. So I'm going to put something a bit different in here, and I'm going to put in a glass window, big glass window, so you can see it. Pretty cool. This SOE kit, if you've got Xbox, this is a great kit. I don't use it enough, I must admit, for my building. If you want to do institute stuff and stuff, it's spot on for that kind of stuff. It's not to say you can't mix and match it. Just what I'm doing here is I'm just checking, because a lot of the walls that I'd already thrown into there were poking up through the floors of other buildings. So that's what I was just doing. I was just checking to make sure that our clearance was good. And then we're just going to put hyper roofs in here. Now, as it has happened previously, of course, this roof that I'm putting in here ends up being a kind of pseudo floor up above. So and here's where the difficulty lies, is I need to get that in underneath an existing floor. And it fights me a bit, but we get there. And so we, again, unplanned, but we end up getting some new flooring above. What I do tend to do though is I'll leave, see those wooden floors, I end up leaving those as part of the roof and just fill in the gaps. And I think it's quite nice to do that. There we go. So we're using existing structures and just adding to it, rather than have a whole different floor sitting under here. So pretty simple stuff, like I said. Once I was able to figure out the kind of heights, it's all kind of flowed. So I'm going to actually fill that particular point, and then you'll see I actually walk upstairs to have a look at it, and it creates a whole new floor for me. Now, strangely enough, that doesn't fit in properly, so kind of muscle it into place, but I think I end up snapping it anyway because I have to remove some stuff upstairs, and you'll see that in a sec. Okay, I like that. That all works for me. Let's hop upstairs for a second, just see what that looks like. Yep, you can see it there now. So I'm going to remove that wooden floor. I don't need it, but it does present that problem where I need to put another one of these over there like that for that step there. But that's okay. I don't mind that. I don't mind adding an additional. It's fine. Yeah, we've got some work to do here. Yeah, we're going to have to rejig that a little bit. But anyway, we'll get to that. I'm not too worried about that, actually. Get rid of that wooden floor too, actually. Anyway, all good. Some tweaking to do, but that's fine. I don't mind that. I can sort that later. Okay, so I'm looking for what wall do I use here, because they're going to be 3 rooms in here, essentially, downstairs, 3 client rooms, if you like, whatever you want to call them. And thank you so much, Folk Girl. By the way, you did send me some great photos additional to the ones I actually have showed, and they helped a lot. Now, what I now find out is these floors are not going to work with those pieces, so I've got to get rid of them. I've got to put wooden floors in, and that's just indicative of sometimes the simple. I don't know why, but sometimes the simple builds are the ones that fight you the most. So I mean, it's an easy fix, but anyway. There we go. Easily fixed. And just for consistency, I'm putting the same floors as we've got upstairs in here. Now, I do fight around with the configuration of them, but essentially I end up leaving them. I don't worry about it. I'm trying to spin that around. It doesn't want to play nice, so I just end up leaving it. Couldn't be bothered, really. It's just like, yeah, whatever. Okay. I don't think anybody's going to notice. Well, you're going to notice because I pointed it out to you now, but anyway, for some reason it doesn't want to snap the way I want it to snap, so it's not, in the big scheme of things, it's not a big drama. Okay, so single doors again. Single doors come in useful all over the place. So initially what I do, I think, is I put a wood wall in here and I end up taking it out because this is all metal walls. Now, in the original build that Volgirl sent me photos from, they actually had wallpaper in the rooms. The problem that I had, because I do have a number of mods that have wallpaper, but they're actually configured for barn or warehouse height walls, if you like. So they were too tall. So I couldn't use wallpaper in here because it was just too tall. So you see, I put wood in, and wood just doesn't work for me. Just I'm like, yeah, nah, that's just not right. So end up ripping that out. Go to the metal tab, rip that out. We get there, but it does take a little bit longer than I actually envisaged. Okay, so I don't know why I run upstairs. Got no idea. Don't really care. So I'll go to these. Now they do have actually single door in the metal tab here, see them? But for some reason they will only snap in the middle. You'll see in a sec. It only snaps in the middle. I don't know why. It won't snap off to one side. You'll see eventually. See? It'll snap there, which is no use to anybody because we need to put a wall in the other side. So get rid of that. We'll put a wall in for now. Get rid of that other. Yep. Get rid of that. Add that. Eventually, maybe today. Yeah, that works. Get rid of that. And then we just put another single board door on the other side. Actually, we don't end up noticing this as much as you might think later. Do I end up using that? No, I don't. Just go to the wood tab and grab one of the other ones. There we go, done. So that's all the rooms configured, and we're going to shoot across to the tour, and you'll see how decoration really starts to bring this all alive and all starts to make sense. In a second, cue the tour. So here we go, back through the tunnel. Welcome to VIP massage. Unfortunately, I stuck the VIP on the wall before I wrote massage, and I couldn't get the VIP sign to come back off, so hence why it's the wrong way around. So you can see we made a nice little office. It's got a bit of an awning happening. And you can see our masseurs today, the people that are in Mikey and Shell, so it's a standard massage today. They're on the shift at the moment. If you want a Swedish massage, Sven and Olga will be happy to do it, but they're on the back shift, so you have to come back a little bit later if you want the Swedish massage services. There we go. This is a little staff area here. They can just sit down, dump the gear in the lockers and blah blah blah. Let's head downstairs. You can see I've kept that open feel about it, leaving the stairway the way it is. So we have some complimentary drinks. Remember, protection matters, guys. There's a seating area in case Mikey or Shell or Sven or Olga are running late, so you can just relax. Chaise lounge there, and just kind of relax there and have a look at the window, which has got quite a great view. And here we go. Every one of these rooms has got slightly different configuration, but essentially everything's in there. You can put your slippers on, put your robe on, hop up on the table. And we've got towels, fresh towels there. And yeah, hopefully you get all those stresses massaged of the day. And oh yeah, I did put a laundry basket in this one, but essentially it's the same one. It's got slightly different art. And room number 3. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. It was a lot of fun to do. It was, like I said, it wasn't overly complicated, but because we're building top down, it did take me a little bit of time to get my head around it, find the right pieces that would fit into it and all work together. So quickly hop downstairs and show you that how it kind of sits down underneath everything that we've built so far, and it does have a little bit of a sign there. Thanks for joining us. Catch you next time on Gaming for XP. See ya.